Hey everybody, welcome back to Barbecue Riot. Have you ever woken up on your day off and thought, man, I would just love to have a biscuit? Well, that's what we're going to do. I'm going to show you how to make a from scratch biscuit. Now I got to give a shout out today. I've got an aunt that lives in southern West Virginia, Aunt Linda Lily. Now she used to be neighbors to my Granny Lily, and both of them made what I believe are the world's best biscuits. So I would like to ask Linda, when you watch this video today, make a mess of biscuits using my recipe, give them a try, and see which one's better. I'm sure yours will probably be better, but I hope mine is in the ballpark with yours. So I'd like to ask y'all all today to subscribe to the channel and then ding the bell and click all so you won't miss anything new that we put up to YouTube. And wait till you see what the video is next week that we have in store. So let's go ahead and get this going. Giddy up. So as we go through this, I'm going to be giving you a lot of tips. Well, let me share a couple tips with you that my Aunt Linda Lily gave me years ago. She said, first of all, Joey, you need to use Hudson cream self-rising flour. And tip number 2, you have to have a hot oven. It needs to be at least 450 degrees. Well, that's the temperature that we'll be cooking our mess of biscuits at today, 450. So let's go ahead and take off on this. So in an extremely cold bowl, I've added 3 cups of the flour. To that, we are going to add 3 tablespoons of sugar. So just throw that in there. We need to fix our dry stuff first. Just take a fork and just mix it all up. So now we're going to cheese grate this butter. This butter has been in the freezer for about 30 minutes. I've taken it out. This needs to be extremely cold. So just take a cheese grater and just grate it. We're not going to do the entire stick. Just try to move, around from here to there. Things of that nature. So like I say, we need about 3/4 of this. I'll probably cheat and I'll probably do almost all of it. I generally do. So now you're going to want to work this butter in. I'm just using a fork. You just want to mix it all together. And when it gets to like pea type consistency, that's when you know you're done. You don't want to overwork your batter. This isn't batter, your dough. You don't want to overwork your dough in any step of this process whatsoever. The reason you want this butter cold is because it's going to break down and it's going to cause flakiness in your biscuit dough while it's cooking. And it'll do that much better when it's cold as opposed to warm. So that's pretty much where we want it. Now make a little thing here in the middle, dip, divot, whatever you can call it. Now we're going to add our wet ingredients. 1 egg and 1 cup of extremely cold milk. I poured in the glass, so to speak, and I just put everything in the refrigerator so it's as cold as it can possibly be. So just go back in with your fork, and you're going to want to work this easily. Once again, don't overwork it. Now if you find it's a little bit too sticky, you can put a little bit more flour in it. Alright, now we're having at it a little bit better. If it's too dry, you can obviously throw in a little bit more milk. Now you can also use buttermilk. A lot of folks like to use buttermilk. I think my Aunt Linda Lily uses buttermilk. I use buttermilk from time to time. Today I just happen to have sweet milk, so that's what we're going with today. So just mix it up. Like I say, you do not want to overwork this. This is looking pretty good. So I've got to get a little bit of crumblies off the bottom, incorporate a little bit better, and then we're going to throw this on our board. You'll want to lightly flour your surface. So add your dough to it. Have a little flour on the hands to put on top here. Alright, so now what you want to do, you just want to mix this up. Any wet spots you'll want to incorporate in the flour. If you have too much flour, you'll end up scooting to the side or whatever. So anyway, here's what we really want to do. This is called kneading the flour. Alright, so I think everything is good here. So you want to press it down some. Once again, don't overwork the flour. You want to like flip it over like so. Work it together. Flip it like so. You'll want to do this anywhere from 5 to 6 times. The reason for that, as you flip it over, you're actually building layers. And that's going to create like the flakiness to this biscuit, so to speak. If you look real close, I don't know if the camera can really pick it up, but there's butter incorporated all in this dough. So let's put a little bit right here. We're going to flip it one more time. And that ought to just about do it. Alright, so you can work this out with your hand. That's what I choose to do. If you have a rolling pin, you can use a rolling pin. That would be fine. You want to work this out to where it's about 3/4 of an inch or an inch, because you do want these to be tall biscuits. If they're too thin, they really won't raise properly. Time to cut the biscuits. You can use a biscuit cutter, or you can use something like a can. You want something that's got nice, sharp, crisp, clean edges on it. Don't use a glass, because a glass doesn't have those nice edges, and with the glass you'll find yourself pushing down and then twist it a whole lot. You don't want to twist a whole lot, you just want to just go down with it, and that cuts the biscuit. If necessary, you can twist a little bit just to cut it. But what happens if you get in there and you start twisting, that takes off that nice, round, sharp, clean edge. So there's nothing to it. Just take your can and get over to the edge about as close as you can and just push down. And that's it. I'll do a little tiny twist and you can hear the air coming out. That means the seal is broken, and just lift straight up. So you want to do another one. I'll probably get about 4 or 5 out of these. So to get the biscuit out, you just go in and just get it, and as you can see, it just comes right out. As you can see, we have dough left over. Okay, you don't want to re-knead it, you'll just want to reform it. So just go back in with your hands, just do the best you can. If you want to make the edges round, you can do that if you would want to. I might do it a little bit. Alright, so that's pretty good. That's about the height of what the other one is. And go ahead and take your biscuit cutter or your can and just repeat the process one more time. You can see how it has such a nice, crisp, clean edge. See, it has a nice edge. So this last little bit, a lot of times I just kind of take it and just form like a long line, I guess you can say. And I just kind of roll it up. Just have fun with it. You do whatever you want to with it. If you want to try to make 2 out of it, that's fine. I just do it like that and just kind of whip it into shape. Get it down, so like that. This is going to be probably not the prettiest biscuit, but you know what? It might be the tastiest. Okay, what do you put the biscuit in? There's so many different things. You can use a cast iron skillet, you can use cake pans, glass, whatever pretty much. I have something I like to use. I've got a ceramic stone that I've had about 15 years. You can see it's been used a lot. It's virtually stick-free, I guess, for lack of a better term. But this is what I like to use. As you can see, this doesn't have raised edges on the side. That's okay. These biscuits turn out to where they don't really need an edge. So all you do, I just start in the middle and I work my way around and I get all 9 of them in there. Now also, you will notice as I'm putting these biscuits on there, these biscuits touch. The reason I want them touching is because I want the biscuit to raise up and not out. If you have space in between them, they have a tendency to go out instead of up, and we want lift. So that's why I have them touching each other. So just continue to go around. Here's our last little biscuit. It's actually a big biscuit. Well, that's the last one we did, but there's our last biscuit. It's got a little high point on it, so we'll have it to the outside. So now, let's take these to the oven. All right, let's go in. We're going to put these in the oven for roughly about 12 minutes. You can check on them after 10 minutes if you would like. And this is what they look like. All right, our last step is we've melted some butter and we're going to put on the tops of these babies. Man, I can't wait. These look so good. I like the ones over here. This big guy over here, it looks like a cinnamon bun. Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about. You throw some butter in between those flakes, a little bit of honey, maybe some apple butter. Now you cook them. So let me explain to you why we put sugar and an egg in this biscuit. It's for coloring, it's for taste, it's for tenderness, and it's for height. You put all those together and you pretty much get this, what I may consider the perfect biscuit. It's got a great height. That collar is just, it's really good. So let's go ahead and go on in for a bite. Yes. I'm making another one. But I probably shouldn't, because I wound up eating this whole biscuit. Hey, listen, that was delicious. If you wake up on your day off or the weekend or whatever, and you want some biscuits, you know, you can throw some gravy with it, some sausage, eggs, just have a whole production. Listen, these biscuits don't take long. They're about 12 or 13 minutes in the oven. It takes a little bit of prep work. You can have this done in under an hour easily. So thanks for tuning in to today's video. Catch us all over social media, Facebook, Barbecue Riot. We're on YouTube, we do YouTube Shorts, and we're obviously on Instagram and TikTok. So until next time, thank y'all for all you do. Giddy up.